Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me.
Run for it, Marty!
Hey YouTube, PhatPastor here, and welcome to Tuesday Night Prop Bros. We've got a special stream tonight where we are going to go over and talk about IO10. Where's it at? Right there. IO10, and we have got Mr. Atreides with us here. Let me do this. All right. How's it going?
Raymond Correa.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Doing pretty good here.
Yeah, we are recovered from IO, correct? Are you fully recovered,
Yeah.
Skip? I'm recovered.
Oh yeah.
I'm not ready to go back as of yet, but I'm recovered. So it has been. It was. In my opinion, it was the best IO ever. Of course, that's my opinion, and we'll see. Do I have feature chat? Yeah, we go. Raymond Carrera. Hello, gentlemen. How's it going, Raymond? We're going to. I'm going to pause Jarvis tonight. I went ahead and turned him on and did not remember that it. All right, so we got him paused. So Jarvis is paused tonight. All right, but I do have feature chat. So whenever I see that you chat something, I can put you up there on the screen. So, wow, what a roller coaster ride over the past couple of weeks for us both, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You went down what, Monday? You were there from Monday.
No,
Uh,
no, no. I was got there Sunday night.
Sunday night. Sunday night.
Yeah.
And did you leave Saturday night or Saturday afternoon like I did?
Yes.
Okay. So Skip was there almost what, 6 days?
Uh huh. Yeah.
So yeah, I got there Tuesday night, and we started qualifying people Wednesday. We started letting them race at noon on Wednesdays, letting them run the track, and wasn't able to stream it because of many different reasons that we'll get into a little bit later. You know, if we got time. That's not the important thing. That IO was not about Skip or myself. It was, for both of us, it was about making the best micro drone race that IO's ever had. And I don't know. What do you think, Skip? I think we achieved it.
Oh yeah. I think it was really good. I mean, we had some serious racing, and a lot of people had fun. Had all kinds of people coming up to us, thanking us and everything, and thinking that it was a really great track. Thanks to AK and his design, and
Yeah,
all of us come together on it. I think it came to be a really good track. We Bleed sponsored it,
yeah,
and they put up some really good gates, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I've never took place in a full LED track that every single thing was like the programmable LEDs, like that with them in the tubes. So
mm,
that was something new to me. it wasn't hard to build. You know, I thought it would be really hard to build. It wasn't that bad, and then we put we bleed fabric over the what do you call it, the dive gate and some of the flags,
Hmm.
and I think that gave it a really good appearance of like a real race.
Yep. Yeah. And you know, we had our learning curves and everything because Skip or I, neither one were are fluent in live time. But we certainly got our basic training on the beaches of Normandy with that one. Don't you agree? We
Oh
got the
yeah.
crash course literally on that, and several shout outs are going to go out tonight. First, Mark Two Dog Grow, uh, just a phenomenal job of running IO, and and Doug. Uh, I don't think IO could happen without Doug. You know, his expertise, Philiblaster being in charge of all of the uh, volunteers, juggling all of that. Liz, not Liz, Alisa, even CT's mother was involved in bringing food. It was truly a well-oiled machine, and I got to pop the chat out again because YouTube has done the thing. Let me pop it out again. It has quit updating me. There we go. All right. Yes, Phil, your ears were burning, but I'm not able to put that up because let's type again. Let's see. All right, chat's back working again. From hello on, I can post it in the feature chat. So, all right. Phil did comment in the comments. He said my ears are burning. Uh, so we got Sleepy FPV, Madness, Raymond Carrera, Philiblaster, McFlies, or a few of the early logger honors, if that's not a term, then I just invented it. So, but yeah, it truly IO is truly a well-oiled machine, um, that at times resembles um, the old uh, early early loggers on. Yeah, there we go. Early loggers on, and at times to me it resembles an old steam engine tractor that it's like, but once that thing gets going, it's a force to be reckoned with, and you know, AK I can't do shout outs without AK's leadership, even though he wasn't able to attend IO. He helped the 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 whoop the whoopville and anything to do with 65 millimeter micros. He was instrumental in putting together a team of myself and Skip and Zotek, Noah. The four of us, I believe, took on a gargantuan task and did a good job. Could have done better on some things, and if given the opportunity, will next time. But yeah, it was smooth. I had a lot of people come up to me and asking me, are you coming back next year? That they really, really, really uh, enjoyed having. I don't know what else to. What would you call it, Skip? I don't want to call it legitimate um, micro drone racing because I don't want to say that it's been illegitimate in the past. Um,
I mean, serious. I mean, it was serious racing more than just a fun fly. You know, you could actually say it was more. You know, I think all of IO is real competitive, and that's something that a lot of people take serious. So you can say it's like serious racing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's more competitive this year because you can go in and actually put down some times and concentrate and a lot of times it's kind of hard to concentrate when you got other stuff going on. So this time we had a nice area to where you could really concentrate with no distractions and really compete against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it made it really nice uh, for the whoop racing aspect of it. Uh, the party of the IO, I think it kind of got affected a little bit by it, but you know, I mean, we wanted something to where we can all compete and have fun and be competitive about it, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
I think it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. And Phil says this. He said so many that would have made the machine run better just couldn't be there. There are at least four people that would have made it much easier. And yeah, there was a couple on our team that you know, if one of the two would have made it, it would have made a ton of difference on our end. But speaking of the whoop tent and the partying, but that was something that Weebly didn't want IO attenders to have to forego or give up. So it was open more. That part of it was open more than it has been in the past because that was there at main stage and even you know at lunchtime when when I would go up there to get something to eat or whatever, or the few times I was able to step away, uh, it was open and there was people in there playing cornhole and sitting in the inflatable chairs and all. So it was it was good in that aspect. I don't think anybody the that wanted to go in there and have the lounge atmosphere. Um, I don't think that they missed out. I think they had that opportunity. June, we have turned off Jarvis tonight so that because Skip can't hear it, and I have invited a couple of other guests. I don't know if if they're going to make it or not, but I did invite a couple of people from um, from IO to join us tonight. And if you're available, Phil, jump on in and I'll keep selecting the wrong chat.
I was
I'm hoping,
sharing it there. I wasn't ignoring nobody there.
yeah. It says, I'm hoping that you won't have to run the hangar the entire time that it's open next year. I really didn't. I really didn't mind that. Some shout outs to some people. Wordna stepped up, and Skylar, Red Sky. Uh, they both stepped up. They weren't listed as volunteers. They stepped up and helped um, push the button. Is what we called it. It's just sometimes you just need somebody to push that button for you, and and again, Mark just stepped in at finals. By that time, I was just exhausted, and I could tell Skip was tired too. We um, we left it all on the field. I'll put it that back to use an old football term. At least I did, and I think Skip did too. We left it all on the field, and so it was good to hear from people that they liked it and they appreciated it. So yeah, and
I'll be right back, Pastor. I want to
all right,
get something from IO.
all right. And I will make myself bigger for a second. that's not a good idea for me to make myself bigger, because I might actually pop if if I was to make myself any bigger.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Phil says, we will collect data and make a decision on Whoop Hanger and Whoopville in next year's planning process. I was over at Spec all Friday evening until y'all were into finals. Yeah, it was. I thought it was good. There were quite a bit of people there. I think one of the things that surprised me at how much people appreciated it was the sport final. That was something that I myself pushed for, and I believe Phil and AK and others. Wasn't just me. That we pushed for was to have a sport final, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, I believe that was the first time in IO history as far as micro drones or 65 millimeter whoops that there was a sport class final at IO. So that was appreciated by pilots and by myself. I actually got to race and was really encouraged by the racers, and all of that. Funny story. I'll tell this while Skip is getting ready. I was focused on just getting people through. There, Friday morning, we opened up qualifying earlier than normal to let people that had been at other tracks qualify. And so I didn't run very much at all. Really, probably, I'd say I probably had less than 10 attempts at qualifying, but I was sitting comfortably at 32 for. Well, I was in the 20s for a while, and then when most people got there toward the end, I was comfortably at 22, and the person that actually won the sport finals, DeBitz, was below me, and he come in and set a higher time, and that bumped me down to 33. So I was actually, there was part of me that was kind of like, I was a little relieved at first, because I was like, okay, now I can focus on running the sport final with Two Dog and not having to worry about flying. And then a group come in that Mark had went out. Mark Two Dog had went out to talk to the pilots and kind of get everybody ready for the sport final. And he come back in. He's like, I'd just packed all my stuff up, and he said, "Get your stuff back out. You're racing." And I was like, "How? I'm 33." And well, there was people that qualified that had left. They had already left IO, but it actually did me good, because several of the guys that were out there in the sport class, they come in. It's like, "Yeah, you're racing." I was like, "I already put my stuff up," and they're like, "No, you are racing. We want you to race with us," and it made me feel good. So thank you guys that encouraged me and would not take no for an answer when I said that I wasn't going to race in the final. That actually meant a lot to me, that people pushed for it.
All right, I'm back, Pastor.
All right, let me read this for Phil real quick. Catch up on the chat, and then we'll go. It says, "I think there may have been something of a sort in the years past, but definitely it wasn't one the plan last year or this year." Okay. Mark did the job of 3 people this year. I only did the job of 2. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to know how many people Doug did also. Madness. I saw they had 2 whoop areas. What was the difference between Whoopville and the Whoop Hangar? Whoopville was for like fun flies. You could go in and get you a beverage or whatever and sit in some foamy cushions and um, play cornhole and um, freestyle or whatever your whoop. But the Whoop Hangar was racing. It was about racing and qualifying for finals and sport finals. So, hope that answers your question, Madness. It was 2 different areas. One was for racing, and one was for the leisure kickback lounge type effect, or I don't know the word I'm looking for.
It was a
Go ahead.
fun area. That's what it was. It was a fun zone, fun area.
Yep.
I mean, they had nice blow up cushions and chairs for you to watch the race at main stage, and you had a nice place to kind of sit back and relax and chill while people are out racing serious, and you could watch it from main stage. So that was pretty cool. Um I know they had a kid. There was, I think, somebody was a kid was with Jeff. I'm not sure, but there was a Tesla coil gun, and they were playing with that. That was pretty fun. Uh, Kid was going around shocking people with the Tesla coil gun. But no, they had cornhole and just games for people to play and have fun and
Lots of
relax.
free T-shirts, all kinds of Weebly
Oh yeah,
swag.
bunch of bunch of swag. Yeah. Here's the. I don't know if you got me on camera yet,
Yes, yeah, you
but
are. You're good.
here's the actual dive gate from our track at IO, and this is the flag, one of the flags. So I was given the flag and the gate for all my hard work. He said, and I was really appreciative of that because I I really like the flag. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I've looked at those flags. I've thought about ordering a couple of them myself. They're nice. They're quality flags. Raymond Carrera says, "Was there a place for freestyle whooping?" Yeah, that was Whoopville. What the Whoop tent used to be, where they had the racing and everything in it. Let me do this. Get myself back up. Well, where in the past they had the Whoop tent, which had everything in it. The Lady Luck bar and the inflatables and the as Jesse used the term last year, the a speakeasy uh, environment. That all happened with a race going on around it and above it. And the difference this year was the same tent that was used last year for both racing and the speakeasy or leisure. Instead of it being both things being in the one tent, we separated out racing into the hangar. AK designed an awesome track for the size that's in there, and when it come to racing there at the hangar, we took it, as serious as any whoop race that you'll see. It was straight up qualifying and placements and people battling back and forth for, you know, TQs and all of that, and you know, it was good. We got the best of both worlds, and so
Yeah, I hope to be putting out some footage on that very soon. Uh, it was a lot of fun, and all of Iowa was pretty much fun except the rain. The rain was a little too much this year, but from what I understand, it rains a little bit and goes away all the time in Illinois
hmm
or Indiana.
yeah,
Uh, and so that's a common thing. And that's the cool thing is when it rains there, it doesn't rain all day. No, in Tennessee, once it starts raining, it rains all day long. So I luckily have my duck, my 5-inch duck, and ducks fly good in the rain. So it's a open racer with a pod, a duck pod on it, and it's fully enclosed. So that really helped me out a lot in racing. And I really thought I wouldn't be even using the ducks. I thought, I used the ducks for practice, and it happened to turn to my main quad for sure.
yeah. Night Train FPV said it's late spring. It's expected in the Midwest. Yeah, yeah. I think that the day I was leaving, they were calling for cold air funnels or something like that. That was something that we don't we don't have in Tennessee. If you got a funnel in Tennessee, it's a flat out tornado, and you gotta. But I didn't. We
I know
we
the
went through
first
some
night.
torrential rain going home. Did you run through that too?
Well, the first night that we were there, we set up a hammock underneath the metal gazebo they had out there, and the thunder. There was some thunder and rain at like 4 a.m. And when you heard it, it sounded really weird because it's flat land and it echoed for a long time, and it just reverberated. It sounded really weird. Usually when we get lightning and stuff like that, the mountains dampen it out. So on a flat land, it sounds really kind of strange to us hillbillies, I guess.
Yeah. See, Night Train said the wind is more normally an issue. Yeah, I seen more than one crumpled up pop up tent canopy that was just kind of wadded up when it catches one of those out there. Both last year and this year, there was people's tents got trashed. So yeah, and it says
Yeah,
that
if you ever come out to volunteer at an IO event, be sure to bring boots. Boots is a must because you will be encountering, tracks with water standing on them. And I believe the spec trek was like that. The spec trek had the first day it had like 2 inches of water, and so it's a must to have boots. Now, luckily, the water goes away quick, but when it's there, it is standing, and you will definitely get your feet soaked.
yeah, mud boots. Night Train said it's 97 degrees Sunday in central Michigan, which is odd because we, I think we have yet to hit a 90-degree day in Tennessee yet because it's just been so rainy. It has just been rainstorm after rainstorm after rainstorm, especially here in Middle Tennessee. It's just been so. Yeah, we've yet to, according to the meet the urologists. Uh, I know I said that wrong. Did it on purpose. That yeah, it's we've yet to reach 90, which is very unusual for Tennessee by now. So, yeah,
Well, I think we gotten pretty close in my neck of the woods. I'm in East Tennessee, uh, so yeah,
yeah. I think we got
we've
up
gotten
to
pretty.
to 86 here, is what they said. But I don't know. I don't know. Is it fake news? I don't know. So, yeah. So,
Yeah, it says it's supposed to be 90 this weekend, 92, 93 this weekend.
yeah. Which is good because I've got some flying I need to do. I have got some testing that I need to do. I want to show this real quick to a special viewer. If I flew with you at your grandparents' house within the last month, I've got something for you. You know who you are. You're a viewer. You know who you are. I've got this. Get in touch with me. And it is the 75 1S. So ask and you shall receive. So get in touch with me. You know who you are. And we'll rise up and meet in the air. Yeah, let me catch up on the chat. Lots of storms moving across the central U.S. Yep. Yesterday I had a crazy tornado touchdown. Ugh. Raymond says 91 today in Sacramento, California. Yeah, I guess that tornado kind of shakes y'all up a little bit. Tornadoes coming around here, we call that a Tuesday. So people are like, it's a tornado warning. I'm gonna run and hide in the bunker. And I'm like, of course you may read one of these days, PhatPastor gets blown away in a tornado, but yeah. Here the tornadoes get so bad it don't matter where you're at. If you're in a basement or whatever, if it hits you directly, it pulls up the foundation and everything. So, but we're not here to talk about tornadoes. We're here to talk about I/O. I don't know if you can see, I got spinning behind me here the Pro Spec that Skip built for me, a 533 Pro Spec. Skip or I, neither one got to fly Pro Spec. We both came wanting to fly Pro Spec, but our race took precedence. We had to finish. We had to do what we needed to do to make sure that the track that we were running got taken care of before we could pull off and do what we wanted. And we thought we had the time. We thought we had the timing worked out, but it was a little bit off. But still, I mean, we'll find a place somewhere, and we'll run them this summer, I'm sure.
We do have some drone news whenever you're ready for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
The effects of the bill, the new executive order, and well, it's not new. This was actually planned back in 2023, and the effects was supposed to take place in 2024. So it was kind of something waiting to come. They planned it out in December 2023, and it was the DJI Autel band, and we're already seeing the effects. If you look on the market right now for a DJI O4 Pro and Lite, you are going to have a little bit of trouble finding those. You might be able to get from some sources an O4 Lite, but the O4 Pro is, from what I've seen, is not existent unless you're going to be paying out the yin game. And but there's also another part of the executive order that they are making in a positive way is the beyond line of sight. So the other executive order is the 108, the beyond line of sight. they are going ahead with that, and so that means be on the lookout for delivery drones soon, because that's what that bill is pushing towards. So that is going to be something you're going to be seeing in our skies,
Hmm.
and that's one thing that you need to be looking out for when you're flying. Is these delivery drones might be coming in your area, and you're going to be having more in the skies uh, in 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 the FPV area. So or the the airspace, same airspace as the FPV community. So be on the lookout for that. Be sure you got a spotter because it's coming, and it's set out as a 108, and you can get an extension onto your 107. And if you're in have any interest in delivering with drones, that would be something that would be beneficial to you.
Yep. And to all of you people saying, "Oh, goody, the package ferry's coming," uh, think twice before you shoot down any drone. That's all I'll say. Uh, I've heard a lot of people, yeah, Amazon starts flying over my property, I'm just going to get free packages. Well, you might get a cotton free, what, a cotton three hots? Is that what they call
Hot,
it?
hot,
Yeah. So
yeah. Means
so
you
yeah,
might be going to jail.
yeah, yeah, yes. We don't want that.
Yeah, I don't recommend shooting down anything, or even trying to take one down.
Yeah, and it's not a good thing. Wouldn't be prudent. Nah, nah, wouldn't do it. So
They also had a fully automated race the other day, and the race uh, pertained to one forward-facing camera, and the one forward-facing camera and autonomous flight, and they raced against. I don't know who they raced against, but they raced against some top drone racers. That's you know, uh, I'll check it out and see who the actual people they raced against. But it when they have a video out, and if you want to share the video, it is actually pretty impressive.
yeah, if you got it, you can play it if it's short. Also, that new spec that they were showing at I/O during the commercials, the big X that was lit up with LEDs, and they called it like IndyCar racing. It's
Yeah,
bigger.
I forgot what that was called.
Yeah, it's
I was looking at, I was looking for that today. I could, but it's a giant X with LEDs. It's actually I had it in my hand. And actually, is pretty light.
no, it's not X class. It's
No,
different. It's no, it's not X class or Beast class. It's something new unto itself. It's the carbon was, I don't know if it was tubular or what. I didn't hold it, but I was standing there beside someone else that was holding one. The arms on the thing are like this big around, and the drone itself is probably this size in an X, and it's got LEDs all over it. And it's really their point was that it really make spectating. Um, there was a part during uh, the World Cup, probably around the middle, maybe 3/4 of the way through it, or 2/3 of the way through it, where a couple of guys were running through the track holding them, and they stood out very good. So that's something. Uh, keep your eye on. I think it's team racing. I think you have to build your own, and it's
No, it wasn't beast class either.
no,
Night Train.
no,
This was something totally different. It had bi props. I believe they were 9-inch props. They were pretty big props. Uh, and this was a whole new uh, class of drone. What it was carbon fiber tube, square tubing, and they had LEDs all the way around it. And they flew really good, like super good.
yeah, yeah. Now it might fall into the size class of 450 to 800 millimeters, something like that. It may be in that, but this is a whole new league, I guess you could call it.
Yeah,
In
whole new
itself,
spec.
yeah, a whole new spec, and unfortunately, I was I didn't get to learn as much about it as I wanted to. Uh, but when you hear me say it, you might hear me say it quite a bit tonight and this Thursday. Um, when I say I was very busy and didn't have a whole lot of time for a lot of other stuff, that's what I chose. I didn't have to do that. What Skip did, he did it because he chose to do it. Uh,
Yeah,
I,
absolutely.
IO would have found someone and would have gotten it taken care of. We just we ourselves wanted to make sure that it was the best micro drone racing that either of us had experienced at IO, and uh, we set out with that goal in mind. It was a goal that was encouraged by AK and others, and that was what we set out to do. And Jeff Kabowski, um, Zotek, he stepped up and made a lot of things happen uh, physically and monetarily. I know his back. He had hurt his back lifting something. I don't remember how he hurt it, but he was hobbling around IO, and but was still there, was hanging on to the end, and it was, it was, you hear people say, and I'm not making light of anything um, at all what I'm talking about here, but you hear people say that when people go through war together or go through a real traumatic um, or emotional um, event, that it binds them together. You get a closeness that you don't get from just your average event. And I could see I could see the struggle. I could see people wearing many different hats because the just you know wasn't wasn't enough volunteers, um, and of course there was a lot of people that wanted to come and that had. I'm not knocking that. That had, you know, family emergencies and things like that, and you know uh, that's one thing. But when you go through something like that, it's kind of like going through the fire together. You get there's a camaraderie that comes out of that, and when you're done, you're like, we made it, we did it, and I think. Skip, I don't want to speak for you, but I think I can speak for both of us. By the time pro class finals rolled around, we and Joe Scully had gotten in there and they'd moved pretty much all of my gear, which it's right here's my case. I have not even put it back up. It's still here. We pulled out all of most all of my gear. They used my Event VRX and timer, and but I think by that time we were both like, we made it across the finish line, and I sit down for a little while, parked a seat right beside Pork Chop, and uh, inducted Pork Chop into Team PhatWhoop. So he's got sponsors and everything, but he's also and I hope to have him on the channel sometime. He's also now a full-fledged member of Team PhatWhoop. Got the T-shirt and all of that to go with it. So it was actually just a good time. And then sitting out there and Ahsoka. Those of you that know who Ahsoka is, Ahsoka come over and let me know that my blood sugar was too high, and she was a gorgeous doll babe. I'll say that, and I got to love on her a little bit, which is some people you're probably thinking is something that you ought not, but ask around, stick around, watch, because I plan on having Shark, the winner of the race. I've talked to him. We've got to work out a time that he can come on. He's agreed to come on and be a guest on the live stream, and we'll talk more about Ahsoka then. And but yeah, it was just a good time. All around, the rain wasn't as bad for us at the hangar. You just had about this much space between the tent outside and going in to the pits. So you had to, at one time I was sitting there, and when the wind blew just right, it would blow the water off of the tent. And I'm standing there with my goggles on my forehead, and this drip just goes right down the side of my face. And my goggles were actually on at that time and everything, because I was like, oh no. And I looked, and they didn't get wet. My goggles survived, but I'm sitting there thinking, oh, that's all I need is water to pour into my HDzero gogs. But nothing happened. Did have a couple quads that need some attention. That smacking around in there in the hangar. Who was the person that crashed up in the dropped ceiling? You remember that, Skip?
No, but I remember fetching it for sure.
Yeah, I can see the guy in my head. I don't remember his name, but he managed to crash and get up on top where the garage doors roll up. It had a drop ceiling, and there was a gap, and I guess he hit the down garage door, and it must have popped up in there, because he was trying to turtle and everything, and it was pitch black. And Skip, we didn't have a ladder in there. Did you actually put those gates up with that cart?
Yeah, I put those gates up with that cart.
There was a cart, like a projector cart or something. It's this big, sturdy, perfectly sturdy cart with wheels on it. And I see Skip when we first get there. He's working on the lights, trying to get the lights to all blink in unison together. And if you've had if you had the lights that you put together, sometimes some of them go white. It just happens. And Skip was up there standing on that thing, working on it. I'm like, dude, the cart's got wheels under it, Skip. And he's like, it'll be all right. It just kept going. So, and he comes there. Everybody's like, it's up in the roof, and here comes Skip rolling the cart across the track. And we put everything on hold for a little bit, and he stuck his hand up, and I was like, I see his hand. I see your hand. So, oh yep.
Here, let's show this video off real quick.
All right.
So this is with Killian and another guy I'm not too familiar with. Here, let me bring it up real quick. I had it bring it up and it closed out for some reason, but there we go. Figured it out. It's on an ad, and let me skip the ad and I'll start the video. Okay. So now they claim it beats a human. I have no clue whether they done it or not. But I've got the video up right here, and we'll go ahead and play it.
Hang on.
And tell me you got it.
Yep.
So TUD Left's autonomous drone beats human champions in historic racing milestone. So we'll go ahead and play this. It's a short video. Now this is for just with a forward camera only. And this is it flying on its own right here. Which it's fast. I don't know about championship fast right here. I have, I work with a champion, and I've seen him race faster than that. So this is against rated racing against the autonomous AI.
Yeah, that's DCL, isn't it? The Drone Championship League.
Yeah. Now that one right there. Let's be clear about it, because I think, let's see, which one is yellow? So yellow is the racing, the AI. So here is the blue and the yellow, and they're racing, and it looks like the yellow's starting to beat him, and then the blue one crashes into the gate. So on this one, he crashes out. So this is Cyclone. I'm not too sure who Cyclone is. Do you know who Cyclone is?
Mm-mm.
Or is that just Cyclone Racing Team?
I don't know. I know that Raiden Racing is a team. That's the.
Okay, so this must be a team.
I think that's the Japanese team. Yuki is on. Yuki was on Raiden Racing, I believe.
Okay, yeah, this is Yuki right here. So that was it against Yuki. Let's look at that again. So yeah, it is beating Yuki, but this looks like a spec class. This does not look like an open class. Cyclone is Killian. So it's Killian flying against the AI. Here, let's back it up a little bit more so we can see Killian. Killian is one of the fastest. He podiumed at IO, so he's really fast.
Right.
I believe he podiumed second, I think. So Killian crashed out on that one.
Yeah, he was an ace, wasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely got an ace for sure. So the two that we just saw, they crashed out. Now this is against Yuki right here. So Yuki
it's
won
insane.
The championship at IO.
Donated.
You can see he's right behind him, right behind the AI. So, that we didn't get much context there. That's what we got. But evidently, it's good enough to race against champions.
Yeah. thanks for the super chat, McFly's a $20 super chat. Said for the best IO whoop race ever. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Wished you could have been there, but again, thank you for the super chat.
Yep.
But yeah,
Thank you very much.
we like that. Also, I'm planning some giveaways for the Thursday night stream, so make sure you don't miss that one. Got a few things from IO that some of you might be interested in, so stay tuned. But yeah, that's the AI racing. That's it's a little spooky to me. You
Yeah,
know,
it's kind of weird. It makes you wonder if somebody could show up with a laptop, a radio, and a drone and do the same thing. You know?
and yeah, and make it look like they're flying.
Yeah,
You know,
because it's
just
all programmed in your radio through a laptop. From what I've seen, it's not much to do with. I mean, I guess it has to do with your camera too,
right.
but it's not. It doesn't look like it's much different than a regular drone. I mean, I say in a couple more years you'd probably be able to have some kind of AI assisted
Hmm.
drone.
Yeah, I think you would. I
With
think you could catch that in instances like false start, far start, bring it back, guys, bring it back. EDOC rule or something, bring it back, and that thing is just keep it on going.
Yeah,
And the
but
pilot's like,
uh,
uh,
would you be able to have it on a switch? You know what I'm saying?
like a
Like
kill switch.
just like a mode switch.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it's gonna be
but even with
gonna
that,
be
it would be like a kill switch, and then they just get up and get it. Well, why aren't you flying your quad back? You know,
well.
somewhere or something. Yeah. So
I mean, it could be like angle mode where you have your AI mode or whatever.
yeah,
But
it's it's like
I made
false.
something to assist you for flying,
Ah, this stuff. This is cool.
and
Pay attention to this, guys. This is cool.
so my wife wanted to get in drone racing, and I was watching. Uh, I always watch somebody's thumbs whenever they're flying, and so one of the number one things is you always want to watch your sticks and what they're doing. So what I made for this is a tether, and what it does is it connects your sticks together, and if you got the rate set right, when you're in angle mode, you move your drone like this. It gives you roll and yaw at the same time. Well, what I was noticing is when she was flying, her yaw was moving more than her roll. She was having trouble moving her roll. So I made this tether that allows you to actually move both at the same time in turning only. Because if you look, it doesn't do anything this way. It only helps this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, if you try this in acro mode, uh, this you can still have to have some playroom with your roll to balance it. So here you can take it and slide it down on the sticks, and then it gives you just a little bit of movement on this side, but still allows you to be assisted with your roll and yaw.
That's pretty sharp.
So it goes from like kind of like having a trainer to full control to having a trainer with slight control. So if anybody has trouble turning on the simulator, this is something you might be able to try out and get the print from me, and just tell me how it goes.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I've shown or taught or introduced a lot of people to FPV, and something like that could really help new pilots. That's pretty sharp, Skip.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Well, what else? What else did we need to talk about with? Oh, there's something else that we do need to talk about. Hang on. Bear with me. Sending a file from my phone to my Mac Mini here. 'Cause I can't believe I almost forgot to announce this.
So I found a picture of that drone on Facebook.
Okay.
I can pull that up real quick while we're waiting on whatever you're doing. The AMA, I think they posted it.
Okay.
On their site.
All right. Let me show this real quick. No,
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead and do that, and then I will show this after.
I had it pulled up, so go ahead. I'm still kind of looking for it here.
Almost forgot this. Come on. Give me, come on, Marty. Does that work? Is that enough? All right. I think that'll have to work right there. The Southeast Micro Drone Championship. We are hosting the first ever Southeast Micro Drone Championship, October 24th, 25th, and 26th. 20 minutes east, I believe it is. I think it's 20 minutes east of Nashville or west one. It's going to be 3 days of 65 millimeter drone racing indoors and outdoors. We are in the collection of sponsorship right now, process of getting the sponsors for it, but yeah, this is our big event. This is something that we've talked about for a while, and it is now starting to take legs. We have a venue. I believe it's either 80 by 160 or 60 by 180. Indoor building with climate control, bathrooms, things like that. I can't wait for it to happen, and I'm excited about it. If things go like we planned, there's going to be prize money given out to pilots, not just trophies. There will actually be prizes and money. given out to pilots. So take a picture of this, message me or whatever. You know, if this, I'll put this image up on Discord. You're welcome to take it, copy it, make flyers, put it up at your chapter, whatever. We are just excited about this. Z King says it's going to be epic. Yep, it is going to be epic. Love to see everybody that can make it out to it. So many good racers in the southeast part of the country, and you know, to have not had one yet is, you know, it says one thing, but we are having it now. So call a buddy, bring a friend, write this down, put it on your calendar. This is going to be, we are going to see to it. Middle Tennessee drone racing, Southern Kentucky drone racing, we're going to see to it. We're going to get all of the, hopefully 901's going to get involved, and Memphis and the Knoxville guys are going to get involved, and we're going to make this the best whoop race that has ever been in the southeast part of the United States. Put it on your calendar. Make sure that you are there. You don't want to miss this race.
And we plan on having races leading up to that, right?
That is correct. That is correct.
So be on the lookout for those races in the Soki, right? In Middle Tennessee chapter.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to do some in the Knoxville chapter too. So, you know, keep your eye out and open for those races, because that's going to be leading up to this championship. And I think it's going to be real exciting, for sure.
Yep. Yep. It's so Madness says I might be able to make that. Sounds interesting. Well, man, we would love for you to come. We're also looking for people that want to volunteer. If you want to be there that weekend and volunteer, then there will be some free volunteer tickets. Those will, I believe those will go pretty quick between the chapters in Tennessee that are wanting to get involved. So if you would like to be a part of that, let us know. It is our plan that every penny that is charged for tickets goes back to the pilots in prizes and prize money and giveaways. And we intend at Middle Tennessee Drone Racing and at Soki, we give away stuff to people that just fly. You know, we often do drawings. It's like I'll tell somebody, you know, or ask somebody, make me a names wheel and put every pilot that's on there on it, and we'll spin it. And just being there, you're going to win some stuff. So I'm excited about it. You know, it's going to be a lot of blacklight stuff. I'm advertising that. This whole shirt, I don't know if you can tell it, but when I step back here, it stands out like a turd in a punch bowl. Even the lint that's on, I don't know if you can see it, but it all glows kind of like the PhatPastor back there. And even if you go out in the pitch black, it'll still glow. I like the black light stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Hope you can make it, Madness. That's the thing. You know, there's the Northeast Whoop Championship that We Bleed holds up in the Northeast. You have West Coast Throwdown. You have Whooptopia out west. You have the Air Force Museum race up in Ohio. And there's just not been anything down here. And we've got some of the fastest pilots, some of the best retailers for FPV gear are in the Southeast. And so far, we've not represented very well. But we intend to remedy that. Isn't that right, Skip? We're going to do our.
Oh yeah.
We're going to remedy that. That's not going to be an issue any longer.
And I don't know if you've ever seen a PhatPastor race, uh, and been to a PhatPastor race, but the gates are galore. There are plenty of gates. There are a lot of gates, and there's a lot of obstacles, and and it makes just a normal PhatPastor track makes a championship track kind of look small. So if you check out if you check out one of our live streams before when we got our races going,
Yeah.
there is quite a bit, and we always have a blast doing it.
Yes, we do. And when you got a good team with you, it's not hard to put on a good race.
So you want to show that one off real quick?
We can. We can. Which
All right.
which one? The one that
The
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 UDL that,
one that we couldn't find the name. The
okay,
name
yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, me and you are terrible with names together. You know.
Yeah, it's a fat track, right? It's fat. Oh.
Here we go.
It's loading. There they are. Yep.
Yeah. So this was a giant drone. I think if I look back in here, this is some of the stuff that went on at IO. Uh, you can go on MultiGP on Facebook and see some of it. But I'm just trying to show this one drone off. There's this guy holding it right here in his hand, if that tells you how big it is. And that's up to a pro spec. So if you podium in the race, you got to win one of those drones. This was the build competition. They had a big build competition, and right here is Evan Turner holding one right here. So you can tell it's a giant drone, but it's super light. It's very surprising on how light this drone is. Here's a bunch of them. They got, oops, didn't mean to do that. They got a bunch of bright LEDs, and there they are. Bunch of bright LEDs. And it's I believe that LEDs is really nice to have in a race, because there ain't nothing better to see a bunch of drones lit up at nighttime racing
Yeah.
around, whether it's
Yeah.
whoop racing or it's 7-inch or 5-inch or whatever. The
Yeah.
LEDs really make it entertaining to watch.
Yeah. And even to fly, because you see your opponent in your FPV feed. You know, a lot of, especially like when you do a switchback, and like if Skip knows that he's ahead of me, and I have a green drone, when he goes through a gate that's a switchback, he can see me coming behind him, like in UDL, because I'm lit up, like a turd in a punch bowl there. Was that Kevin as a Muppet?
It looked like Kevin as a duck.
It looked like Kevin as a Muppet.
Oh,
A
it is
Muppet.
Muppet.
Sandbagger. I love it. Oh, he's actually wearing that shirt with bags of sand. Oh, it's too good. It's too good.
Here, I'll slow down here so we can share. This was the canopy I made him. we both made ducks, and we are a firm believer in flying the ducks around. Uh,
Now, what was this in? The
he got second place in over 50.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought about racing that one, but it's 5 inch, and I don't do 5 inch that much.
Yeah,
Uh,
I made this duck for him, and on an open racer,
I didn't even
and
see
I've
him.
got
I saw a lot of people. I
three
didn't even
of
see him
them
at
myself.
IO.
There's his prospect with a big duck on top of it. He's definitely got me beat in the duck game. I've only got three of them: one blue, one orange, and one yellow. This is a competition
Oh
where
yeah,
you got one pilot doing the right stick and one pilot doing the left stick.
yeah.
It,
Lots of fires.
oh,
Lots of
this year
lipo fires.
we had a bunch of girls flying this year. If you look at my shirt, the shirt has a girl on front of it racing, and it is about the women this year, and we want to support all the female drone pilots and hope that we get more because they have a women's race and they have a blast. Which my wife is trying to join and working hard at it herself. There they are doing the women's race right there. You got
Who won
Callie
that?
Bumblebee. You got Callie Bumblebee, Charlito, and Brittany, and Ribbit FPV. I don't know who this one is, but yeah, they have a blast. Callie won it, and Charlito got second,
Second.
and Bumblebee got third. And there's their radios. As you can see, two of the radios have skip sticks on them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the girls like the skip sticks for sure. Everybody had a blast and had fun.
Now, did Liz break her foot at IO, or break her leg?
Yes. So Liz turned over a golf cart, uh, and there's that big, it's not X class,
Hmm.
but big drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, she turned over a golf cart and broke her.
Fibula.
I think she broke her ankle or something
Yeah.
like that.
She told me that she broke her fibula, and I said, "Are you lying because it's a fibula?" And she, she laughed a little bit. We were trying to get her to qualify for the the whoop race, but it didn't work out. But we gave it. It wasn't because we didn't give it our best effort. We tried hard.
All right, there we go.
Double A. Why were there so many lipo fires? Huh. I, because that's what lipos do.
Yeah, lipos.
When
Are,
because we had so what I think it was is that when the pilots hit 88 miles per hour, then that's when into the future, or lipo fire. Either one. One of
I
two
don't
is
know.
going to happen.
I wanted to show off these Weebly gates, and they're pretty big gates.
Yeah.
This is so. What you do is they come in a gates of four, and they zip together on the end right here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually have 4 gates if you want,
Mm-hmm.
but they fold up. They're super easy to pack up. You can just take them and you put your foot on them like this. You just put your foot on them, and then you turn the top of them, and they fold up into a nice, neat package here.
Yeah.
And
I do it. I just twist each ends opposite directions. Yeah.
that goes in the package. And then if you want to pop them out, they just pop out like that, and then they fold up, and that makes your dive gate. Or you can make it into a double gate, or unzip them and make them into ladder gates.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all kinds of things you can do with these Weebly gates.
Oh yeah.
I like leaving them as ladder gates.
Yeah.
I mean, not ladder gates. I like leaving them as dive gates or ladder gates.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll take 2 sets and I'll zip tie them together and make a big ladder out of them.
Yeah.
Then we got the flag, and it's like your big flag. It's got one end that actually the flag holder goes on, and you just twist that, and it's a pole. It's a 2-piece pole. Yeah, and the cool thing about it, which I've never seen on any other flag gate set, is this comes with a stand for indoors. And all
Mm-hmm.
it is a screw in the bottom here, and you just screw that down on it.
Mm-hmm.
You just screw that post down on it, and then you just set your flag in that post right there, and it stays.
Yeah. It ain't going
And
anywhere.
you're good to go
Yeah.
on having your own flag base right there indoors, and it won't fall over. We had
Oh yeah.
what, 3 of them up,
Yeah.
and never had one of them fall over.
Yeah. And there was some hard licks. I mean, they were they were pushing them. I mean, it was no chump race. Go back and watch the finals on MultiGP, and you can see that they're, it's straight up racing. So
Yeah, and we had I got in the top 8th in sport, and Pastor, what'd you rank?
12th.
12th.
Yep.
So uh, so yeah, we had a blast. I mean, it was a great time, and we thank Weebly for everything that they done, and sadly, but IO had a memory of QT. Uh, QT was one of the top pilots that passed away during, not at IO or anything like that, but while IO was going on,
Yeah.
passed away in a car wreck, and uh, Quincy was or Quentin, was it Quentin?
I think
I'm
that was
bad
his
with
name.
names.
Yeah. I don't
But
remember names
Quentin
good.
was a really good drone pilot and touched a lot of hearts with his smile and his positive demeanor. And yeah, uh, they had a remembrance with him, and and everybody was kind of struck by his death. And hopefully, his family's able to get past this, and his friends, and look at it as he was a positive influence on all of us.
Yeah. 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 There was a lot of hurt people there that went on because they knew that that's what he would want them to do is race on, and they did. So, were you there for the presentation of the cone of shame?
Oh, Yeah, so
I didn't. I left. So you have to. I'm hearing this for the first time, along with you
I was
guys.
not there for the presentation of the Cone of Shame,
Okay.
but so what happened is we had a curb right next to. So you had a tent on one side and a curb on the other side, and I don't know what it is with women, but they love that curb. they
Wouldn't
they
just the women. There's a lot of the
it
guys.
was at first,
Yeah.
but
Doug
no,
Doug,
there were
Doug
all
hit it
kinds of
three
people.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, there were all kinds of people that hit. You know, especially people from overseas that's not used to driving our country. Uh, you would
Yeah.
see, yeah, they were scraping and that curb had plenty of tire marks by by the
Yeah.
end of IO. So
Was
what we done is we said, well, why not stick a cone right there, and the first person that hits the cone has to sign it,
yeah.
and it got signed quite a bit. Uh, we had the cone not only knocked off but squashed a couple of times.
I rolled it completely under my Jeep. I didn't hit the curb. It was before the cone made it to the curb. I was when I was pulling into the parking lot. There was a group of kids coming in from the field with an AMA and employee where they were doing some flying. So I was watching them really closely and make sure that they went around behind me, and I just completely right in the center of my Jeep, just it not over my tires, just bloom 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 bloom, and I was like, man, I just run completely over that cone, and then Zotek come in and he run over it, and by then people were hitting the curb left and right, and I said, you know what? I said, Zotek, I said, everybody that hits this cone, I'm gonna have them sign it. And so I signed my name on it, and he was like, "Well, I hit it earlier," and he signed his name on it. And from there, we had Joe Scully announce it from main stage and told everybody that run over it to be sure to go by and sign it. And uh, I talked to CT about it and was like, "Hey, I think we ought to present this to Zotek." Even if I have to pay for the cone, because we wasn't sure at that time that the cone that we had signed was the AMA's cone. Some of the cones were MultiGPs, and some of them were AMAs, and and I was prepared if it was an AMA cone that I would go in there and talk to them. I've been a member of AMA for over 30 years, and I'd be like, hey, I'll replace your cone, whatever. You just tell me how much it cost or whatever, and I wanted to stick around for the presentation of that to Zotek so that he'll always have that. Let me tell you, you're not going to destroy it. Maybe a lipo fire might get it, but you can run over it. You can hit it with a drone. I mean, he's going to have it for years that he can set up on a shelf, and he will remember the IO10 right there, the 10th IO in 2025. He'll have that cone to remember. Uh, when he's an old man, he can look up at it and say, "This, you know, look at all of these dumb people that run over. We can hit a 22-inch gate at 100 miles an hour, but we can't drive through a parking lot without running over parking cones." And I know there was one guy. I think it was DeBits. I was like, DeBits, did you run over that? I believe it was, and he was like, no. He said, I didn't hit it. Like, are you sure? I think you hit it. That's what I was telling everybody. I said it to everybody, whether I thought they hit it or not. I was just telling everybody, I think you hit it, just to get people to sign it. And DeBits is like, no, man, I race a certain kind of car racing or whatever. And he's like, you don't hit cones. He said, so I noticed cones. And he said, I can tell you, I did not hit that cone. So that was one person that was like, nope, definitively, I did not hit it. And, you know, don't know if he hit the curb or not, but he did not hit that cone. So
Did you happen to get a bottle of this?
I've had a couple of bottles of that. I'm not a big hot sauce fan. So no,
I'm
I
not a
didn't.
big I'm not a big hot sauce. I mean, I like hot sauce, but I'm not like a huge fan of a lot of hot sauces. But this stuff is good.
Yeah, it is
Uh,
good.
it's sweet, and evidently don't have any sugars in it. I don't know how they do that. I
Right?
don't know how they make a sweet hot sauce with no sugars, but this definitely this
Yeah,
stuff right here
you
is definitely pretty good.
yeah, you can tell you've been chugging on it already. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, I saw it there. There was a lot of stuff in the Whoopville tent that was free, and I saw that there, and I was like, there's people in my family that like it and everything, but there wasn't a whole lot left when I saw it, and I was like, I don't want to take it because I myself am not going to use it, so I left them for those that
yeah. There was
and
about 100 bottles whenever I got mine.
oh yeah, there was probably only 20 bottles there when I looked at it.
Some Timmy Tron said, Pastor.
How's it going, Timmy?
Double A says, I didn't make it this year. However, I know IO was good. I already have heard many stories of how peeps are sharper. IO does that too. Yeah. Hey, I've been flying since IO, and I've been booking it on Velocidrone and in real life. So it definitely gives you a step up. And
Hmm.
I'll tell you one reason why is because there's metal gates at IO. If you hit a metal gate at IO, you pay dearly for that.
Hmm.
I broke. I went to the GQ track and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for spring GQ. I am going to push. And the first race, I broke a drone. I'm like, dang it. And then the second race, I broke a drone. I'm like, I'm going somewhere else. This is not the day to be pushing. And then, but when I went to the spec track, or no, it was the other track. Forgot what it's called, but I went to another track, the volunteers race, and I done pretty good at it. Also, I think I got 7 now.
Yeah, 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 it was pretty cool. Last year with micro racing, the ground was like lava because the grass was so high, and in some places it was wet. There was actually standing water. So last year the ground was lava to a lot of people because if you went down with a TinyWhoop as high as that grass was inside the whoop tent, 90% of the people you wouldn't coming back up. Well, we didn't have that problem at the hangar. The grass was not lava, or the ground was not lava. The ground was concrete, and if you could hear whack, you could hear people breaking motors and frames, and it was definitely it wasn't a track that chewed uh, whoops up or quads up, but it definitely took its toll on people. Um, it was not it's not the event to come with one micro drone. If you come next year and you want to race the 65 millimeter, bring you what at least 3. Skip, is that what you'd say?
Oh yeah,
At least 3.
more than yeah. Whoops is where it's at because whoops you hardly ever break those. So if you if you want to have a lot of fun racing and not have to worry about
Yep.
killing all your stuff, whoops is where it's at.
Yeah.
Uh,
I had
and
people
be
buying
you know
whoops off of me though, buying motors, and people was like, "You got any motors in your case?" And I was like, "I think I do," you know, and Skylar was like, "Do you still have any of those 40,000 kV motors?" I was like, "I think I got one set left." And he's like, "Are they new?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You want to sell them?" I was like, "It's yours. Go ahead, get them." And because he he broke bent a motor shaft or something. I don't remember what it was, but right in the middle of his qualifying. So, double A, you learn a lot of stuff about your hobby, and you're inspired by many friends around. It's a stretch of personality and character. Oh yeah, yeah. It's you can tell that everybody is pulled, and everybody's tired on Philoblaster said it well. He says it's a lot like summer camp when you were a kid. Everybody's tired. Most people aren't sleeping well. The average person is just sleeping just enough, to keep them going. So everybody's tired, but everybody's having a good time, and it's running here and running there and doing this and doing that and trying to get it all in. And it's just, especially if you are, you know, a leader in your chapter, a manager, you know, whatever. This is a must for you to go. I mean, something that I noticed is there's people at IO that they live in an area that's got well established. Wouldn't you agree with this, Skip? That's got well established chapters, and they would love to be in a leadership role in their chapter. It's just they've got a good chapter and it's running well. So if you are in in your chapter and they've promoted you to manager or something like that, I know life comes up, and Muncie, Indiana it's not close to nothing. you know Indianapolis is about the only thing it's close to, but it's something that you need to go to, because you cannot, I don't think you can get a full grip or understanding of what multi GP is and where it's going without having tasted IO. I think I said that well. You needed to come and at least taste it. Well, even though it's a long time IO volunteer, even though this long time IO volunteer wasn't there, y'all made me proud. Great job with IO 2025. We missed you, brother. I asked several people where you. I was looking for you, and I think it was day 2 before somebody told me that that you weren't going to be able to make it this year, but maybe next year. Who knows?
Hey, if you think about going to IO and you want to take part and have fun, volunteer is a really fun spot. If you are somebody that is getting active in your chapter and being that organizer, it gives you a really good insight on
Mm-hmm.
what it takes to put on these races, and how to help out, and how to even lead in your chapter, because you might have a bunch of people that want to help with a race and you don't know what to tell them to do,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of gives you a little bit of a way to develop your leadership skills and show people you know what they can do to take part in helping you guys out, instead of it all falling on the chapter organizer.
Yeah, I would say in multiple ways, and tell me if you agree with this or not, Skip. In multiple ways, IO separates the wheat from the chaff, the boys from
Oh
the
yeah,
men, the
sure.
women from the wannabes, because when you show up, even if you show up as a racer, you're going to be tested. I don't care how good you are. Uh, you know, you're going to be tested, and it, it.
Double A says no. I don't agree.
But you said you agree. Agree. No, no, I don't agree. By the IO takes them all. Well, what do you mean accepts them? Well, yeah, I'm not.
Well,
I'm not
this
talking about
year
anything gender or anything.
this year they
Yeah, yeah,
made it clear that they wanted people that's going to put in the time to be full volunteers.
hmm
They made it really clear that they wanted people to at least put in 40 hours.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're not
yeah,
talking about anything about newbies coming or anything like. I recommend it.
yeah,
Come and volunteer. You don't have to do a full time volunteer. You can do a part time
it's a great
volunteer,
place to learn for sure.
and you can learn and just sit and soak up. And there's tiers, if you will, of racing, and there's tiers of volunteering and service and working. I mean, you could be used to deliver food. I mean, you don't even have to know how to fly if you're interested in it, and you can't even fly around your house without crashing. But you love FPV or you love you know drones of any kind. Come out. It's a perfect place to learn. Uh, AMA Museum, they'll most likely let you go through for free. Um, but what I was saying about it separates the men from the boys. If you come, then any good leader, I'll say this, I'll put it this way, any good leader is going to push you to do more, not just be mediocre. And that's what IO does. It's not in a way that's aggressive. It's not an aggressive push, but IO puts you in the position to do more, to learn more, to be more. And now, I imagine there are some that come and just hang out in, main stage and kick back and and it's just it's just a party to them. But if you're serious about flying, if you're serious, when I said a chapter, I was talking about in chapters, that means you're involved in racing. If you're serious about that, then you know that's the perfect place to test your skills. One, test your skills as a pilot. It'll show you where you rank in the world. If you think that you're a pro pilot or you might be a pro pilot, then that's the place that can answer that question for you. You know, and or if you think I'm a horrible pilot, one of the things that I found out is I'm a little bit better of a pilot than I thought I was. So, uh, and that's encouraging, to somebody who's been flying as long as I have. So in saying that, you know, even if you go to fly, there's going to be people around you that you're watching and be like, that's cool. I want to be able to do that. Or that's, oh man, look at that. That's awesome. They're zipping through these with LEDs on them. I want to do more. I want to learn more. And it just helps you get that bug and get that fire. And there are people that want to be an. I'll say it this way: there are people that want to be an Evan Turner or a Heads from Infinity Loops. I have a great deal of respect for both of these people as pilots. I think Evan Turner is. I think the young man can fly just about anything. Did you put in his hand? He can fly it and fly it well. And with Heads, I think Heads is the best 75 millimeter freestyle pilot, in my opinion, in the hobby. And either one of those, you go and you watch them fly, and it makes you. It's like, wow, man, I want to. I'd like to be like that. And both of those men would tell you, well, you're not going to get there in one day. It takes work. And
Absolutely, you got to put the time in for sure.
and IO teaches you that a race takes work. It takes dedication and it takes a team of people to do it. And that's what multi GP does. It's leadership building, really. It's just not racing. It's community building and it's leadership building. What you can learn here If you'll go and you'll volunteer, you can take these principles that you learn and take them back to your job and apply them at your job, or apply them in your marriage, or apply them in your family or your relationships, and become more efficient, become more, um, you know, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but you can use those principles. It applies throughout life. And
Well, something that will help you get there right now is Velocidrone, and I am giving you a discount code right now. So if the first person to go and use this discount code
I
on
just now made you
Velocidrone,
big. I just now made you big. Try it again. Show it to him.
the first person to use this code on Velocidrone, which I'm going to name it out, it is 66FCB84F340BE. Try that again. It's 66FCB84F340BE. The first person to use that gets 5% off on Velocidrome.
There you go.
That will help you hone your skills. All of the top pilots that I know use Velocidrome, and they say that that's the best way to learn a racetrack. A lot of multi GP tracks are learned there before the race happens, and a lot of chapters use Velocidrone as a tool to say, "Hey, here's the track you're fixing to fly, and come and try it out before you come. That way, you won't have to keep on doing a track walk over and over and over again to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the experience of flying it.
Yep.
So, per person to use that code, you get 5% off.
There you go. Double A says, Marty, in my opinion, the chapters need to step up the game to this level that IO has brought you both to. I agree that, and that's what I'm saying about it. If you're involved in a chapter, you need to go to this, because there's so many people that just have this kind of, I don't know, flip it. I don't know. I don't want to call it a flippant attitude. It's just kind of a lethargic. I guess that's what a lethargic attitude about it. And you'll see that when you put the work into it, you get something incredible, and that you can see that palpable in 7, 8, 6 or 7 tracks going on. You see that work. You see this team of people over here working, and this team of people over here doing, and in between your heats, you can hear over 200 acres away. You can hear where they're running another one, and this is done by chapter organizers and managers and leaders and racers, and MultiGP has a small set of employees, and the rest of it is done by us, those of us in the hobby. If the chapter,
and it makes a lot. It's very rewarding to see everybody having fun and going out there and having a blast. So all the work that you put in, and all the effort that you put in, you even have fun doing it, but you get a nice reward of seeing everybody fly your track that you took part in and helped in.
Yep.
Even though you might even be just driving a golf cart around. Volunteer work at IO is
it's
not
important.
only a good learning experience, it's fun.
Yeah, I was appreciative to Chris Thomas's mother. She drove around and brought hot dogs and sandwiches and stuff like that, and I guess she always had a bag of candy with her. So Double A says, if chap,
they're on a 5,
what's that?
They're on a 5-week journey.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said they were going around America and doing certain, activities for 5 weeks. I could not imagine being away from home for 5 weeks.
Yeah. Let me read some and catch up on this. That's a lot. Let me catch up on this chat. Double A says if the chapters would go hard again like they used to, IO would run a lot smoother during races. Well, I think I think the world is still recovering from, you know, the Wuhan sickness. Um, I'm not saying the name of it because it gets gets the stream suppressed. Um, IO is always hunting for people that know how to run a race. We lack in this department. Well, and that's, I think that's systematic or emblematic, if you will, of a lot of people that just show up at a race, and which that's okay at first, but there comes a time when you got to step in and step up and be dependable and this stuff. Yep, I'm with you, man. About 10 minutes ago. So let me read off this stuff, and we'll make uh, chapters. Chapters could come to the IO and run the tracks. They could. It could be a whole chapter, and that's kind of what we were planning. Johnny Scars was a volunteer, and I think I was told that he had some kind of family sickness or emergency or something that come up, and he wasn't able to make it. Uh, and it was going to be me and Skip and Z King, and Z King wasn't able to make it. So two of the four of our group wasn't able to make it, and it would have ran a whole lot more smooth if we would have had those volunteers. Um, IO volunteers that build IO have no problem with numbers. It's about the track running during IO that matters most for the attendee. Yeah, yeah, and that's why we had set out that we were going to do the best micro drone race that we had ever done, and um, considering that most of the time it was just Skip and I don't normally toot my own horn, but toot toot. We did it, and at the end we both looked at
Yeah,
each other and said, "We did it, man. We made it through. We crossed the finish line."
I have a lot of respect for the multi GP OGs, like the guys that actually put stuff together in the past and still hanging with it.
Yeah,
Like John Ames, Chris Thomas, Mark
yeah,
Groh, Phil, all
yeah,
them guys. I got a lot of respect for you, and I'm
yeah,
glad you guys keep on going
yeah.
and keep at it.
Phil's a friend of mine, but Phil's a really unsung hero in a lot of ways with that, because Phil goes and works his hind end off and gets doesn't get much credit at all. But let me read through these now. Listen, I'm not saying that we don't get it done at the tracks or even teach someone new a thing. However, chapters need to step up and run those tracks. Agreed, man. Especially the leadership of the chapters. If you're calling yourself a manager or a leader of a chapter, then this is where you step up. This is where you show people, hey, I'm just not a leader in name only, because I can put manager on anybody's shirt, you know, but that don't make you a manager. We can put race coordinator on your shirt, but that don't make you a race coordinator. You can put track builder on your shirt, but till you're out there tromping through the mud, driving rebar and stuff like Phil and and Skip were doing, I don't call myself a track builder. You know, that's I don't. I mean, if I do, it's normally lots of gates, and you do good to get 2 laps out of it. So, but early in IO were decorated by the chapters and run efficiently at each site. Yeah, It's a lot of AMD, in my opinion, drawn by experience. They could, but they should. Okay, I think he's responding to some of the things I said.
Yeah, he is.
I'm afraid of chapters are dying out. Well,
I
here's
don't
the
think they're
thing.
dying out. I think they're turning a new leaf. Like some people are starting to pop up in chapters that that you didn't see before.
Yeah. Well, and everything changed in this country after the spiky virus, uh, and a lot of things are still trying to get their legs back under them after that. And MotoGP is the same way. And chapters have changed. They won't ever be. And I tell people this about church. I'm a pastor. Churches are different. Churches, running local churches, won't ever be like it used to be again. The world changed in 2019, and it's not ever going to be the same again. It can be close, but it's not ever going to be the same. So we have to pick up what's the pieces that's left, and do it. And I do feel strongly, you're right there, Double A, that chapters are the grassroots of MotoGP. And but let me tell you, man, there's a bunch of young people, isn't there, Skip? There's a bunch of teenagers. Guys, if you're sitting on a chapter as a chapter organizer with your thumb up your hind end, I can guarantee you there's a 16 or 18-year-old that would love to have your position and will come and work their hind end off and earn that position. So the days of sitting back and just wearing a title, I think they're numbered. Don't you think they're numbered, Skip?
Oh yeah, I seen this kid at IO, and I mean he was little kid, Alikin FPV.
Alikin, yeah,
Alikin, yeah, that kid,
from
he could
Kazakhstan.
race.
Yeah,
Yeah, that he was good for a little kid. He was pretty good.
yeah, and I'm gonna brag on Skylar. How old Skylar? 16.
Did he make it up in pro?
Yeah, yeah, he was in pro class for micro drones, and I think he was on one of the tracks, one of the World Cups maybe.
Yeah.
But I want to brag on Skylar a little bit. He comes on the Discord all the time. How old is Skylar? 16.
Yeah.
Skylar's 16,
yeah.
and he's an incredible racer. I think he placed what, 6th overall or something.
Yeah.
He was up there.
Yeah.
In the top 10 best micro drone pilots at IO. But one thing, everywhere I went, Skylar was helping somebody. And Skip on Friday, he didn't know.
The Red Sky, he placed 13th.
13th, okay. Overall, yeah. And Skip hadn't got to fly, so Friday morning, he didn't know, and I didn't know that we were going to open qualifying at 9 o'clock, and we did. Normally, we didn't open qualifying until 4. And I told Skip, I was like, I got this, man. Just go on and fly something, because we missed out on pro spec and different things, and Skip was out flying, and man, Skylar stepped up, and I was like, brother, I'm going to need some help. And Skylar stepped up, and he pushed the buttons and grabbed the microphone and was calling races, and I was like, can you do it for a little bit more? I was helping my mom out there do some of these shirts for people, and I come back in. I was like, "Are you good?" He's like, "No, man, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time." And then when I went up to main stage, he was there helping Proximo. He was there at the finals helping Proximo and all of that. And that's the kind of stuff that separates the wheat from the chaff. You know, I don't care that he's 16 years old. That young man came and didn't have a volunteer ticket, but volunteered and helped everybody that he could. And if you're watching, Skylar, props off to you, brother. Props off to you. Good job. Keep it up.
List the final results of the Whoop finals?
Yes. Do you want to just throw the graphic up, or because
Uh,
it's in that picture's
let me see
in
here.
the Facebook chat in our Facebook group.
I can
Noah
do
put that up. Double A says they ought to be 8 major chapters showcasing the chapters' track sites. Skip did the 533 shop do good. Did the 533 shop do good at IO, Skip?
I think so. I mean, I wasn't part of the 533 shop this year, so I'm not too sure. But
Alright.
they always do good. So I mean, they I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. So I'm pretty sure they done pretty good. All right, so here is the final in the pro class at the Whoop hangar. We've got first place Shark FPV, second place T Dog, third is Wordna. I like how they put their countries there. So
Yeah.
there's your top three. You got Eat Up in fourth, Pork Chop in fifth, Mr. Man in sixth, Blasta in seventh, Custom FPV in eighth, Being Bastic in ninth, Alican FPV,
Alican, yeah.
Alican,
That's the one you was talking about from
yeah,
Kazakhstan.
yeah,
Right.
little kid, yeah, in
Yep.
10th place,
Mm-hmm.
Tweet in 11th, El Chimp in 12th, Red Sky in 13th, Danielle in 14th, and Screecher in 15th, and Chet Mack in 16th. They all done a wonderful job too.
And they did.
I think they had a lot of fun, and Shark
Props off
was
to you.
very positive. He's
Yes,
a
he
real
was.
positive guy, and I'm glad he won it.
Props off to him. Yep. Remember, he killed Nessie last year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that's right. He was the one that killed Nessie. So
All
many.
right, Pastor. Thank you for having me.
Yep. All right, man. I'm gonna log off too. Skip, thank you, brother. If you can make it Thursday night, I know you got stuff that you normally do on Thursday night.
Yeah.
I'll be on here probably late, giving some stuff away and all of that. Thanks for everything with IO and all of that, and we're gonna get busy with the Southeast thing. So,
Oh yeah.
all right, brother. Take care.
All right. See ya.
Tell you. All right. Let me switch this back before I forget. I have to reverse the camera when I'm doing the Discord thing. So, there we go. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the super chats. If you haven't already, please remember just to smash that like button. It does help. I know I haven't said it much during this, but in logging off, just go on and hit that like button and show your support and everything. And if you couldn't, I know there's a lot of people that just couldn't. I understand that you just can't make it to IO, and understand that. But if there's a way you can next year, then I strongly recommend it. I strongly recommend it. So remember, wherever you're at, let me get back. I cut that on too soon. Remember, wherever you're at, and whatever you're doing, keep flying and rise up and meet me in the air.